Hi there, I'm Dan Martell, serial entrepreneur, investor, and creator of SaaS Academy. In this video, I'm going to share with you how to increase your productivity as an entrepreneur, even though your weeks are probably getting crazy and you've got a ton of stuff as you grow your team. Be sure to stay at the end where I share with you my perfect week strategy to allow you to design the perfect week so that you can start from a strong foundation. So recently I had one of my clients post in our private Facebook group about dealing with all the work they had to do. They have a company that's been growing like crazy. They've just added a bunch of new team members and they just can't seem to find the time to make sure that every day is productive. And I gotta tell you, I can totally relate what they were saying, because when I was building my company Clarity, my wife started a new agency. We found out she was pregnant. We ended up in a 2-year period building 2 companies. I raised venture capital. We had 2 kids. Imagine they're 11 months apart, Max and Noah. They're Irish twins. And we had to keep it all together. And through that process of just reaching out to my friends that are incredibly productive, very high output guys that are efficient, I learned a bunch of different strategies that I want to share with you guys today to allow you to increase your productivity, even if you don't have 2 kids in a 1-year period, but just want to get more out of your day. Number 1, perfect week. As I mentioned, I'm a big fan of designing things. So the way I look at the perfect week is understanding all the big rocks, personal and professional, that needs to get done on a weekly basis. If I want to get my workouts in, those go in. If I want to make sure I have team meetings, those go in. If I want to do one-on-ones with my executive leadership team, those all have to be part of it. If I need time for myself on the weekend, or if I need family time, put everything into your perfect week. And what I've discovered is when you design it, there's actually a lot more white space available that you don't think. But what happens for the most part is bleed time. That's the time between meetings where people schedule a 30-minute meeting and they let it bleed into 60 minutes. Or they don't even think efficiently about their transitions, where they're meeting with people outside of their office and they're spending 20, 30 minutes driving in each direction. It's like, look, do you really need to meet in person for that specific meeting, or can you move to a Zoom video call instead? So designing your perfect week is the first thing that needs to be present for you to really try to get as much as you can out of it. Number 2, block time. This is something I am the biggest fan of, which is if something's important to you, it has to be put in your calendar. So it's not even about designing a kind of a rhythm for your week, but it's making sure that those elements are blocked into your calendar, that your mornings, when you start work, what work you're going to be doing is already predefined, already figured out, blocked into your calendar, so that you can just go boom, 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 transitions, all the details, everything you're going to need to have a conversation, to review a piece of work, to produce some kind of output. Those are saved in the description of the calendar entry. When I go to the airport, I have all of the travel information in the calendar entry for that flight. You want to create these block times, these unit of output, of productivity, of awareness, and use your calendar to offload that out of your mind into the calendar and block it out. If it's on your calendar, it's not a priority for you. And again, this includes the personal side of things as well. Number 3, theme days. I believe that the way to get the most out of any week is to batch your work. So one idea that I'm going to highly encourage you to do is consider doing things like money days and management days. If you're starting off and you feel like you're overwhelmed and you don't have a big team, well, maybe a money day for you is everything around marketing and sales, because that's what's going to really drive the revenue pipeline. And then a management day might be product meetings and team meetings and vendor meetings. So things that are more management and structure. If you just took that simple theme, and I'm not saying you can't even make it more complicated, where you went money, management, money days, and then you put everything in there and you batch them because of the context switching that you don't have to have happen when you're in that area of work, is going to allow you to be way more productive. That way, if somebody asks you, for example, I batch my podcast requests. When people email me to go on their podcast, I put them usually every 2 months. I'll do a podcast day. And in that day, I think the most I've ever done are 14 interviews, but I batch them. That way, it's me designing, block timing, and theming a day for a specific outcome to allow me to be more productive, because I'm in that mindset, I'm in that context, and I don't have to switch out of it. Number 4, assistant/delegate. At the end of the day, I think the first hire most entrepreneurs should be making is an assistant. And it's not because I think that you are too cool to be doing certain types of work. I just think it's pure math. It's leverage. At the end of, if you look at the work you're doing and you kind of created two buckets, the 5% that 100% you need to do, this 5% of the activities in a week, if you audit your time, and then you look at the other list, the 95% of things that are on there, you could probably find a ton of stuff like booking travel, responding to emails, scheduling, buying things, research work, etc., that could be done by somebody else like a virtual assistant or delegate to another team member. I think that most founders need to just learn how to delegate, how to say no, and make sure that they clearly communicate and start looking for leverage in their time. And the way to do that is first, an assistant is probably the most, for whatever it costs you, the ROI of cloning yourself is huge. So make sure you start there and then start learning how to delegate to other team members. Number 5, project management. One of the challenges with being focused and productive in the work you're doing is knowing that all the other projects are being moved forward and that if anybody's stuck, that they can reach out to you and you know what the status is of all those projects. And to do that, you need one central place. So I'm not here to tell you what software to use. There's some incredible tools out there, and you can leave a comment below to let me know or ask me, and I'll recommend some of them. But having a project management process in your company is pivotal for you to be productive, because then it allows you to defer the thinking and worrying of those projects. Having one place where everybody's stuff's listed, and if you want to dive in and figure out status of things, you can do it there. Number 6, the weekly sync. It's a framework that I'm a big fan of, which really is just as simple as saying that once a week as a team, we're going to sit down and we're going to sync on big things like key projects, or rocks I call them. Understand the customer headlines. What's going great in our business? Let's talk about that. Let's talk about issues that might have come up that we need to discuss as a group. We need to make sure that our scorecard and our metrics and our progress is on point for where we decided we want to be at the end of the month, at the end of the quarter. And to do that, you need a weekly meeting to synchronize with your team. This is a report meeting. This is not a project meeting to review how to solve problems. This is really just, as a team, a place for you to communicate, collaborate, and report on your progress so everybody feels like they're pulling on the rope, because everybody's got a different rope they're pulling on, in the same direction. So 6 strategies for improving your productivity as a busy entrepreneur. Number 1, perfect week. Design it. Number 2, block time. Put it in your calendar. Number 3, theme your days so that you can batch. Number 4, assistant/delegate to your team for high leverage. 5, project management, so everything is in one place for you to keep your eye on it. And number 6, weekly sync, so the whole team can be on the same page. So as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I want to share an incredible resource called The Perfect Week. In there, I actually teach the 7 core pillars of life for you to measure yourself. I've been doing this for years every Friday, so those 7 pillars are part of the worksheet, so you can click the link below to download your copy. And I also talk about the strategy for taking all the things you need to get done in a week and designing your perfect week in a 7-day window, incorporating Saturdays and Sundays in it, and putting in the personal and the professional into that design. So you can click the link below to download your copy of The Perfect Week. And if you like this video, be sure to smash that like button, subscribe to my channel, and if there's anybody you think this video could serve, feel free to share it with them directly. As per usual, I want to challenge you to live a bigger week and a bigger business. We'll talk next week. No, it's the bike. It's me biking while I'm on the phone.
Okay.